Hello guys, and welcome to Ride VIP the Rideshare channel. My name is Serge, and in today's video I want to talk a little bit about Lyft and Lyft earnings and everything else that I'm basically working on. So right now it's January 3rd, it's 2 p.m. I decided to work a little earlier today, and I put some of my own to-do list on hold. Just because I need instant, gratification when it comes to making some money. So I decided to work in the daytime to try to actually make some money. It is a Wednesday, of course. Probably not the optimal time for earnings, but I'll keep you guys posted, keep you guys updated, what the earnings is going to be like. Lately, the earnings really is just not what I was hoping for, and making me feel like, okay, that's a good thing that I'm actually trying to grease up my wheel, so to speak, of my small business to be able to keep the wheels moving, because it's been kind of not moving that well, just because I've been given majority of my attention to Lyft, just because, as we all know, we got to keep the bills paid, and this is still making the money. And the other things, sometimes it's delayed gratification, like you put your time in, and then in your business hopefully you make some profit, especially if you're just starting out, but as you all know, 80% of businesses, they fail anyways, so it's very hard to be 100% committed to something that is not making you money immediately, right? It may end up making some money, but I actually need to make some money. So the reason I'm actually driving right now, look, it's pretty much beginning of the month. A lot of bills are due, and I need some money, some funds in the bank. And this is a good way to do it. And on top of that, it is cold outside. I mean, today is a good day. I mean, it's showing to be 50 in South Carolina, but last night when I was working, and I haven't even worked that long, till maybe like 1 a.m. It got down to like 31 degrees. That's a little cold, but it's winter time. What can we expect? The reason that I'm okay with working for Lyft right now is because it is cold, and it's harder for me to do the things that I need to do in the cold. I can, but it's just a little bit more harder. And what do I mean by that? Well, I started my business, as you guys know, mobile mechanics type of business, and I have like one client, and some people already like email me and stuff on that, but I haven't even like advertised or nothing. It's just some of the work that I'm getting is from that one client, and I already went there one time, as I mentioned before, and I got to get out there, and I got to replace an alternator at some point for him on his Range Rover. And with that being said, that's going to be some money coming in, which is good, right? It's fine, but I'm also working on my eBay business, and a lot of it is outside as well right now, and also trying to sell parts on Facebook Marketplace. But guys, everything that I'm mentioning, I feel like I would have mentioned this like way too many times, but the reason I mentioned this again is just, I'm kind of like just like starting out, right? And I'm not getting any instant success. I wasn't thinking that I will. And it's, as nice as it is, I'm basically making less money than Lyft. And you already know how Lyft income is. It's not that great, especially now. So yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a hurdle to overcome. And I'm sure, we all are in similar boat if you're watching my video, and I'm trying to spin wheels, and sometimes it feels like I'm just spinning wheels in one spot, like hypothetically speaking, like when it comes to creating a new source of income stream. So it's always something I'm working on, and sometimes it could be really disheartening, and you got to take a break from it. I'm not saying that I feel that way. I'm not. It's a new year. It's new opportunities. I do feel that I did accomplish a lot in 2023. However, I did not accomplish everything I set out to accomplish, just because it is really challenging, and I cannot be in multiple places at once. I am married, of course, 42 years old. I'm the only provider in the family, and I have 3 kids. So it's a little bit challenging for me to be able to work on my dreams and on my small business at the same time. I got to keep the money coming in, and there's a lot of things to manage. I really enjoy the fact that I'm married and I have all of those responsibilities, because it's kind of like you just get used to it. I've been married for 17 years now, maybe going on 18 now. Time's been kind of flying by. But anyways, I did get married in 2006, so I guess you guys can calculate that. But anyways, I got used to my responsibilities as a husband and stuff, and there's never-ending expenses. Kids are growing. I constantly need to buy them clothes, for instance, and school supplies, and we got to do vacations with families, obviously. We got to keep the family entertained. There's got to be those expenses, and on top of that, I'm not just trying to help my kids just grow up to basically just feed them and clothe them. That's it. I'm trying to, try to invest in them, and give them some tools and stuff that they could start working on in some of their projects that they're trying to work on. And literally, I bought actual tools and stuff to my boys, and still buy toys for them, that kind of thing. But my boys are more trying to be working on different projects and stuff, with motors and engines, taking stuff apart. So I really enjoy seeing that, so I don't mind investing that. But that also means sometimes I'm investing my last dollar into my kids, and I don't even calculate none of that. It's just money sort of just comes and goes, and I just know I just got to get out there and keep making more of it, because whatever I'm making, even though I don't know what this year looks like, but the last 3 years I was making 6 figures, and I'll tell you that much, it's not enough. It's just, a lot of it is business expenses, you guys know, and so yeah, there's that, and it's just never ending. I work really hard, and Lyft alone sent me that I made $65,000 this year. I did work for Uber as well. I haven't even looked at what I made at Uber. Usually I'm making at least $50,000. So it would be interesting to see. So I probably did still, at the very minimum, maybe $80,000, maybe even $100,000 this year. I don't know. It seemed like last year, as hard as I worked, it seemed like I did not work hard enough. But then I looked, I'm like, wow, I still made a little over $100,000 when I calculated everything. It's just I'm kind of questioning, where did all this money go? Because some of my investments, some of the cars I bought, it's $1,500 cars, and it took years for me to do it. I don't buy cars every single year. I only bought I think 2 cars last year, 2023. I bought my Range Rover, and I bought a BMW X5. And of course, BMW X5 was to replace my BMW 5 Series because it was in an accident. But I used the money that they gave me to buy both of those cars. So technically, like, I bought them at auction. I mean, the insurance company gave me very little, like, I think like around $4,000. And I spent $1,500 on the BMW and $2,500 on the Range Rover. So kind of like money well spent, I think. But I still have to put money into them, you know, to try to, well, BMW haven't really put that much money into it yet because I'm not even driving it. But Range Rover I did, you know, there were some things that I did. But this car, for instance, I had this car since 2015, this Chrysler 300. Yeah, I had it for quite a while. Still got low miles on it. But I'm just like looking at sometimes at the end of the year, I'm thinking, what did I accomplish? Where did all the money go? And, you know, it's it's really easy to lose track of where you spend your money. So I'm kind of thinking, like, is there ways that I could cut back to try not to spend the extra, you know, like, but I'm already like lean when it comes to like expenses. I, you know, like, I really don't splurge a lot, you know. It's like, I mean, a whole year went by and I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, I remember 2022. Yeah, in 2022, I can't believe, like, I actually made a video about that. Like, in 2022, I bought like a really nice diagnostic scan tool, which was like, I think like $1,100. Bought a really nice scooter, Segway scooter, which I think was like $550, but it was like an $800 scooter because it was like Black Friday. That same year, I bought a 9-baht go-kart that we all can share with the family, which I can't remember. Maybe it was like $1,300 to $1,500, but it's like a $2,000 go-kart, and some other things. But this year, I really did not buy anything special. Like, I didn't buy like anything. Like, I didn't buy like any new phones. I didn't buy any new iPads. Like, I did not really buy any of that stuff in previous years. You know, I got like a MacBook Air, got like a MacBook Pro, you know, and I bought my kids iPads. This year, I didn't buy none of that stuff, and I'm thinking, like, I feel like, I mean, you know, like, I mean, I bought tools. Okay, so there's that, and I, you know, like, as much as it sounds like I invested in tools, I actually made that money back. Like, actually worked with those tools and made that money back. It's not a huge expense, but yeah, you know, I did buy some, which is going to be used to fix other stuff. But as far as tools goes, you know, I have a pretty good investment when it comes to tools. So I think probably majority of my money is there from last year. But still, I probably this year spend around, I mean, 2023 on tools, maybe 5,000 to 7,000. It sounds like a lot, but you know, that's throughout the whole year. You know, buying like little things. I actually don't know. I need to probably sit down and calculate. But I only shop at Harbor Tools and Freight, and I only buy stuff that's on clearance. But I really don't need to buy any more tools, which is a good thing. I mean, probably do, but still, like, it's, for the most part, I have everything that I need, you know. But this year, I have different type of goals. I do want to accomplish a little bit more. I do want to work more on building my home-based business. And I'm cutting back on some of the expenses, and at the same time, you know, I think some of the expenses will be added, but they will be compensated with what I'm actually doing. Like, for instance, I'm building right now a Mazda RX-8 track car. So sounds like, wow, like a race car project. Sounds expensive, but I bought this car 3 years ago for $2,500. The car already has a nice exhaust on it, and I already had other parts from my other Mazda RX-8, including like a cold air intake that is just sitting in the trunk of this Mazda RX-8 that I don't have to buy. And I really like am not buying any performance type of stuff. Like I bought a radiator for like less than $100 and like a downpipe and stuff, which was like less than 100, and exhaust manifold less than 100 on eBay. So like not quality stuff, like not, you know, and that's it. Like that's the whole expense, you know. For the most part, to build a track car, I gotta tear down all the interior, tear out of the car basically, like anything that burns, build a roll cage in it, put a racing seat in it, because if you're gonna take it on a track, it needs to be a specific racing seat that meets specific guidelines, and seat, you know, like a seat belts, safety harnesses and stuff, a helmet, race suit, you know, gloves, shoes, and a fire suppression system. Like all of those things still need to be spent, but I plan to sell all of the interior components to make up the difference, to basically buy those things. So it's kind of like I will sell some stuff and I will replace it with other stuff. So it's kind of like, after all, like not a huge expense. And at the same time, I'm gonna try to work on trying to get some sponsors, which is difficult. I know, I've looked at all the videos. Most people, they can't really even get any sponsors. But here's the thing. Mazda RX-8 will be sponsored by Mazda due to the fact that Mazda actually sponsors anybody with a Mazda, even like a race car build. They give you like up to a year. They'll just sponsor you. But essentially all that means is like you're not going to get any money, but like you will get discounts on parts at dealer's cost. So yeah, like if I need to go back and buy parts, I will get a huge discount, and that's already an amazing thing. With that being said, that is something I'm doing for myself. Being 42, I feel like the last 17 years that I've been married at 25. So yeah, 17 years. I'm gonna be 23 next year, so almost like 18. So like, yeah, I'll be like 18 years married, June of next year, so another 6 months. So I feel like the entire time, like since I was like 16, all I've done is worked. That's it. Like I didn't do anything fun. Nothing fun for myself. And I was always a car enthusiast all of my life. I had some interesting cars growing up, even, you know, like before I was married, like nothing special. But I drove Volkswagens, Audis, mainly Audis and Volkswagens. Yeah. I don't anymore, you know, kind of surprisingly. I've been driving other stuff. But I had an Audi TT, I had Audi S4 twin turbo, I had earlier Audi S90, 100 CS, those are like the older Audis, and I had like Jetta 1.8 turbo with like a sport suspension and everything. Like that was like stock from the dealer, like it came like real nice. I really enjoyed the cars. I enjoyed driving them and stuff, and got some tickets along the way because you know, I was a lead foot because I enjoyed driving fast. Now I'm just like chill. I just drive like normal, follow the speed limit. My wife is telling me I'm going a little slow, you know, because I'm mainly like cruise control, and she's like, "Oh, you're going slow." I'm like, "It's 55 here, and we're going 55." She's like, "Can you go a little faster?" You know. So I'm trying to basically be responsible and basically take a car on a track and just, you know, just enjoy it safely with proper training and stuff, because I am planning to approach it in the proper way, because I don't want to just like crazy just hit the gas and just go and crash and die. You know, who wants that, right? So I don't want that. I just want to be able to just go out there, enjoy myself with like-minded individuals, to feel like I'm living a life that I always wanted. And the thing is that I'm seeing, according to all my research, everybody's kind of like similar age to me or older that's doing this. Occasionally you'll have somebody that's younger, but I think when you get around like maybe like even like 35, you start doing some stuff like this, because you've grown up, and sometimes kids are at a certain age where maybe they're in school or high school, so you try to find something that you want to do for yourself. But of course, racing is an expensive hobby, and I would like to be able to fund it for the most part, and that's by just buying cheap used cars. I mean, now there's plenty of good cars out there, and just build them on a budget, but safe, and just go out there and enjoy myself. And of course, along the way, if I'm any good, of course, get some sponsors to help, pay for some of these races, because this is mainly for like the fun of it. Like it's not gonna make any money. It's actually not made for money. Like the race entry fees, they're kind of expensive, just to go out there and enjoy yourself for like one day. You could be like spending 1 week's pay like from like a normal job, so it's attainable, but it's a little bit more like a, I guess, like a luxury, like a fun type of expense that I do want to have. I also want to do some go-karting with my kids. I mean, they enjoy the go-kart that we have, so maybe we'll be finding places where they could join a club and go-karting, with our 9-baht Pro electric go-kart that has 1G acceleration. It's not crazy fast. I don't know like what the top speed of it is. I think it's like 20 miles an hour or something, which is not that crazy. But they could go out there and just have some fun, something for me to do with the kids. But for me, mainly, I want to just go out there to the track, just do like normal track days, and also some like autocross and whatnot. I've been trying to talk my wife into doing some autocross with me, because she actually likes to drive fast, but she's like, nah, I don't want to, but we'll see, because I would like this to be like an activity that me and her can do. Autocross, like, all it is for the most part is a large parking lot. They set up some cones. You're not really gonna go fast. It's more like about skill than anything, and precision, and it teaches you to be a better driver. So definitely nothing bad about that. However, I do want to participate in some endurance races, and I'm trying to build my Mazda RX-8 as an endurance car. Trying to do that, and I will probably, maybe we'll use my BMW X5, as funny as it sounds, like a big family sedan kind of, as an autocross car. I don't know if you know this or not, but like BMWs, they handle really well, and the X5s, they drive like a sedan. Like there's like no body roll, like it just handles like crazy, just so good. So I think it's gonna be like a perfect car for it, and it drives like a 5 Series pretty much, because it is a crossover SUV. It's actually really not even meant for off-roading. Like the Range Rover, yeah, off-road, yeah, definitely not going to be nimble, but X5, BMW X5 is pretty nimble, so that should be pretty fun. So I think that's going to be interesting, and I think some of my training with an instructor I will probably do in a BMW X5. Now the Mazda RX-8s, they handle really well as well. It's just that is mainly, that's going to have a cage in it. That's mainly going to be built for like endurance races. I removed AC and all the creature comforts from it, and it's just going to be probably like an interesting car to take out there. But like, I'm thinking, look, I'll just take the BMW on the track with AC and everything. We don't need to go fast, and pass all the training, you know, like make sure that I'm safe. You know, that's what I plan to be doing. But obviously, races is not every day. They're not even every week. So I mean, throughout the country, yes, you know, they're holding events all over the place. And I'm a member of SCCA. I might become a member of NASA as well. That's like NASA. Basically to have like a little bit more opportunity to get out there, but that all depends on kind of like which, you know, what are they really doing and stuff. So with that being said, this year is going to be interesting for me because I'll be doing that, and that actually feels fun. But at the same time, in the downtime, I do plan to run a parts business, and of course, I'll flip some cars here and there. As I talked about in a recent video, I sort of like calculated everything and made a calculated decision that what cars I need to sell for parts and what cars I actually need to fix. You know, it's kind of like hard decisions because you can't do everything, you know, and we all know that. But at the same time, I enjoy working on cars, so it's not going to be like a burden for me. It's just that if a car is not worth fixing, I'm just not going to do it because then it's costing me money. But if I invested a particular amount in a car, then I need to make a best decision as to how to make that money back. Like, if the car is only worth like $1,500, right? Okay, well, it's easy for me to just part it out and I'll make my money back. But there's certain cars I paid like $7,000 on. So what do you do with that? You know? So that's a lot more of an expense. It's gonna be very hard to make your money back on that. And it could be like a kind of like a complete loss too, you know. Like I'm not gonna see that money back. It's just sort of like just gone, bye-bye, you know. But anyways, I enjoy talking to y'all and just, you know, sharing kind of like with what I'm doing and stuff. But like when it comes to Lyft, I heard there was a big problem like January the 1st, people could not cash out, which looks very sketchy that happened. I actually had like a pop-up showed up on my Lyft phone saying that they had some glitch. It's a good thing that I decided not to work New Year's. I literally did not work New Year's. I worked the day before, and I was making so little. I made like $60 and I came home, and I'm like, what is this? Like, I was making less money on a Saturday than I do like on a Monday. Like, what's going on? Friday, I also like, I think I made like $120, and I'm like, what's going on here? And I made some videos on that, but like, I'm thinking that's interesting. So today, as I'm going to be driving, I plan to work kind of like, you know, probably like till midnight. I'm not going to work a crazy amount of hours and go home and sleep like a normal person. I had 1 cup of espresso at home because I make my own, and I do not plan to drink any energy drinks. I'm starting to eat healthier. I'm trying to basically live a healthier lifestyle, you know, if at all possible. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you all later. I appreciate you all, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.